Angela Lewis.
Yes.
Oh my God. Welcome to Pardon My Success.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God.
Get ready, it's the new edition. Your favorite morning meditation. Hey, it's me, pardon my success. I'm a hot mess. Pardon my success. Pardon my success. Pardon my success.
Thank you so much for coming. This is such an honor. You are an icon through and through. So as one of our success stories is having a little hot seat type questions just to get to know you, get to know a little bit
I'm
about
hot
you.
already.
It is warm.
Okay,
It is warm in here too.
No, this is hot seat meeting.
But they're gonna be fun. I had some reviewers write in last time, and by that I mean my parents. Let me know that they want to know a little bit more about my guests right at the beginning. So here we go.
Here we go.
So first one, would you live in your hometown again? Yes or no?
Yes or no? Yes.
What is your hometown?
I'm from Detroit. What up, though?
When did you leave?
I left Detroit I'm not going to say the year.
That's okay.
Because I'm going to tell myself.
Yes, no.
But I left to go to college. I went to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor.
Oh my gosh.
Which is only 45 minutes away.
That's Midwest.
That's Midwest.
Go blue.
Because I'm a Midwestern girl.
My mom went there.
Yes, Mom. Favorite season?
Summer.
Summer?
Yes.
Yeah.
So fun.
What is your favorite color?
Yellow and pink.
Love it. Recite the first monologue that comes to your head.
Oh. Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, towards Phoebus' lodging. Such a wagoner as Phaeton would whip you to the west and bring in Starry Night immediately.
That was iconic. That was amazing. I love that. Thank you. Best thing about having kids?
The growth. Hot seat is hard.
No, I love
one and two words.
You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. Iconic. I love this. Favorite Snowfall memory?
Laughing. When we were together, we laughed a lot. Yeah, we laughed a lot.
I love that. And what is your favorite snow day memory?
I hate the snow.
Oh, which makes sense. Summer. We love
That's
summer.
right.
Okay, I have to take this off. It's so warm in here.
Get cool.
Favorite summer memory then?
My birthday, I had my 10th birthday at the YMCA in the pool. It was a little pool party, and my home friends and my school friends and my church friends, like everybody was there.
That's
it was
amazing. When is your birthday?
July 14th.
So you have a summer birthday. Okay, so that makes sense. We love the summer. There it is. And you got to have, and that usually, it's hard for summer birthdays to have friends
because
and
we don't have cake in the classroom, except for in 4th grade. My teacher bought a big cake for all the summer babies.
Wait, that's so cute.
It was
I love that.
very cute. I was so happy.
What is your first memory of being an artist?
Kindergarten, we did a production of Snow White, and I was too little to play Snow White, so they made a character, and I was young Snow White.
Oh, baby Snow White. Wait, I
Snow
love
White.
that.
Yeah.
And what is your secret talent?
Oh, secret talent. I think I'm a bit of an event planner.
Whoa, say more.
I planned my wedding.
All by yourself?
You don't have a wedding planner.
I didn't have a wedding
That's
planner.
insane.
I had a friend who came in at the end and helped me get over the hurdle. But me and the knot, we did it.
That's really impressive.
What? Yes.
That's crazy. Okay, so tell us, what is your favorite thing about event planning?
I think it's all the crazy things that come in my head, kind of making it happen.
Yeah.
Whatever I think is beautiful, I get to figure out a way to. It's like puzzle.
Yeah.
Putting together puzzles, and I love puzzles.
Yeah.
And so for my wedding, this is way before Snowfall. So anytime I would go to a vendor, they'd be like, "What's your budget?" I'd be like, "There is no budget because we have nothing."
Yep.
I was a cocktail waitress, and my husband was doing reception at this residential thing, and so we paid for our wedding in cash. And so I would be like, "Tell me a number," and they would tell me a number. I'd be like, "No, I can't do that." I was like, whatever I thought I could afford, that's what it was. You just tell me, and we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Oh my God. So if you weren't acting, do you think that you would be event planning?
Maybe. Because that would require starting from scratch, which I'm a little afraid of, but I think, yeah. But here's the other thing. When it's when something is a hobby and you do it for the love of it, and that's part of the fun, but then when it becomes a job and you're depending on paying your bills with it, then it becomes oh. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, how do you kind of do that with acting and like art and creativity?
Yeah, sometimes it's like, I don't know. Why am I doing this?
So real.
So you've already done it once. You're I'm not sure if I should turn another hobby into a profession. Let's maybe keep it there.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I was 3, I knew I wanted to be, I would say, a movie star. And for me, in hindsight, I realized that was like acting and singing. Like my idols were like Whitney Houston and Diana Ross, like these really larger than life women who also were in music. So I sing, but I don't know if I'm, gonna cut an album or anything like that.
Have you ever tried? Have you ever thought about it?
I have recorded a couple songs there.
Here first.
Wait, whoa! Yeah, wait, is there a SoundCloud? Like, where?
Absolutely not.
You can't drop a
There's
link?
a producer around in Detroit who might have a copy of something.
Whoa. What was that like?
It was a safe space. Like, some producers are really yucky. I moved to New York and I did not find a producer in New York that I felt safe with. And so, people are like, let's build. But then they want to like light some incense. And I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Did you ever do musical theater?
I did in high school.
Wait, you were in the musical theater program at Michigan?
No, I was not.
Oh.
I was in the theater and drama program. Going into Michigan, I didn't even know that was separate. And when I got there on the first day, I was like, yeah, I'm a theater major. Oh, like musical theater or theater and drama? And I was like,
What's the difference?
straight theater. And they were like, but musical theater or theater and drama? I was like, I don't know. What you saying to me? Theater and drama equals straight theater.
Right.
And was it like,
Which is interesting because
was there like a weird tension with the musical theater kids?
I think at the time, the musical theater department was more supported. There was a stronger push in terms of what happens to them, like on their way out of school, and they were able to take more acting classes, but the acting students weren't really encouraged to take the dance. And I did because I have a strong dance background, and I had to take whatever musical, like voice lessons or whatever, like kind of outside on my own. And the theater and drama program has come a long way.
So we're blaming Michigan for this.
We are. When I got to New York, I was so unprepared. I auditioned for the Negro Ensemble Company. They had like a training program. And this is when I first got to New York. And I went there, and I forget the gentleman's name. I think he's passed away now.
Rest in peace.
Yes, but he was lovely. And he said, after my audition, he said, you're overprepared for this program. He said, do you sing? I said, yeah. He went to the printer and printed out this flyer. And he said, take this, go to this address right now and tell them I sent you. And I said, okay. It was like right off of Times Square. I knock on the receptionist window and I'm like, hi, I just came from this audition and they told me to just come straight here and they gave me this. And she said, oh, okay. Did you want to audition? And I was like, yeah. And she said, today? I said, sure. It was an audition for Hairspray. The original production.
Stop.
No.
And she was like, okay, do you have your book? And I was like, no. And she said, can you sing a cappella? I said, yes. And I went in, I sang a cappella. I got like 4 callbacks or something. And each time there were more and more people, more producers, more the director, blah, blah, blah. And this is like my first big New York audition. So I didn't know what the hell was going on. And I didn't get the job. All that to say, because Michigan's musical theater department had not welcomed me. I didn't have a book or any sheet music. Up until that point, I had only sung songs on a recorder.
We're literally blaming Michigan.
We are blaming Michigan today.
Wow.
But I'm glad y'all got it together.
But prepare your students better. Send them out with
welcome
materials.
them in.
Let everyone
from other sides.
That's my biggest problem with the industry at large, I feel like, is the gatekeeping. If you're like in one lane, they're like, you're in that lane now. Stay there.
Right. But then once you get some success, or before you do, they're like, you got to do all the things.
Yeah.
Because I spent so many years training and preparing, being not prepared did a number on my confidence, right? And also, I didn't know that if you get called back so many times, that means they like you. I assumed I didn't get the job, so they hate me.
They're like, you gotta try it again. You gotta do it again.
They then called me back for the tour. I went and then called me back, and I was like, they hate me. I'm like, no, boo, they love you.
Yeah.
Relax.
What was it like continuing to live in New York and auditioning and everything?
It's hard. I used to eat grits 3 times a day. Grits and sugar for breakfast, grits and salt for lunch and dinner. And then when I found out about dollar slices of pizza, that became my new thing. And then I learned I'm allergic to cow's milk, and that is why I keep getting sick. And so then that was no more. It was hard, but it was beautiful. You know, I would not do that now. I'm so glad I did New York first. The community was amazing. I was there for the big blackout, and I walked across the Brooklyn Bridge when everybody was out and partying because the lights were out.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
How long were you in New York for?
13 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
okay.
there.
So you were like, I'm a New Yorker now.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what made you leave?
My husband. So I met this guy. We decided we wanted to get married, and he had always wanted to live in LA. And I was terrified of LA because I had heard all these terrible things, like that people were snotty and, you know, and I was like, nah, LA. But he was like, I'm going. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll give it a try. And then he took an interview with the LA office at his agency. And I was like, well, my agency has an LA office. I want to go take some meetings.
Yeah.
My first time in California was actually how my husband and I kind of got to know each other. We did a play. It was a co-pro between La Jolla Playhouse and Playwrights Horizons in New York. And I was sitting out on the patio having lunch, and I saw a bunny rabbit, a hummingbird, and a butterfly, all at in the same lunch. And I was like, this is so nice.
Wait, that's crazy.
We did the play in San Diego, and then he wanted to move to California, and I was like, okay, I guess I can try. And I took my interview, and both my agents and my managers on the West Coast were like, yes, come. And so we made that a part of our wedding plan. We asked for, in lieu of gifts, please, you can help us pay for our honeymoon, and you can help us pay for our move to LA.
Was there a lot of growing pains when you first came to LA?
Yeah, so in my first year of marriage, it was like a month and a half. We stayed with a friend, and we had to find a job, a car, and an apartment.
Whew.
In enough time where we didn't drive our friend crazy.
How long would you say it took for you to kind of get like settled and like a little bit more established out here?
In my third year is when I booked Snowfall. But you know, I had support. I had reps and I had experience. When I moved to New York, it was like, go.
Yeah.
And then there's the beach. I went to an audition, and then immediately after I went to the beach, and I thought, oh, got it. Yeah, I'm here.
I understand.
Yeah.
You get the LA vibes.
All jokes aside, the ability to, when you walk out of the room, to just leave it. Go do something else. Go grocery shopping. Go to the beach. Anything to like just get your mind off of it, because dwelling on the experience, whether you book it or not, is out of your control. Yeah. And there's so much that goes into why you do or do not get a role, that it very rarely has anything to do with your talent. So let it go.
Do you have any sort of like centering practices that you do before you step into an audition?
Breathing, just to take a couple deep breaths, and while I'm taking deep breaths, to notice what my fingertips are touching, to pay attention to the air on my skin, to pay attention to if I'm sitting, my butt in the chair, what are my legs touching, if I'm standing, feeling the floor beneath my feet, listening to the wind, everything that I can pay attention to, because that's what's going to bring you into the moment. This is an exercise that Michelle Colt taught me in her Inside Game workshop. It doesn't matter who I'm in the room with, even if that person is Steven Spielberg. At the end of the day, when you boil it all down, we're two human beings in a room. And that realization allowed me to just calm down. We're two human beings. That's it. And here I am in this space, and I'm breathing, and my fingertips are here. I would not have been able to book Snowfall if I didn't have that practice. I was just me and present. I walked into the room, and it was like the air was like, and they were tired, and I was like, whoa. And I just said, are you guys tired? And they went, no. And the energy was just like, I was like, oh, there we go. Yeah. And then we just played. And I would never have been able to do that if I had not been on that journey. It's just about observing and just being present. And that can allow you to do whatever your instinct is telling you to do. You can't do that if you're like, oh my God, this is, okay, John Singleton.
And it's refreshing too. I'm sure there's a lot of people come in and are really nervous.
Doesn't mean you're not nervous. It just means, oh, I'm nervous. Okay.
Noted.
Yeah, I'm sweating. Well, maybe you use that in your audition. Woo! You know what I mean? You can't do anything if you're holding your breath.
I find that's my problem. I'm always holding my breath, and I'm like,
You are.
yeah. We all need to breathe more.
We do.
We
We
should
all should just take more breath. I worked with a teacher who taught conscious parenting, and she talks about your consciousness being in a knot, right? So when you get upset, it's like a knot. And if I allow myself to be sucked into that, now I'm in a knot, and I can't help this little being who is really depending on the adult to be the container for their tantrum. I have learned that there's no need for me to be embarrassed. If my kid has a tantrum in the middle of the mall, that's what babies do. They have tantrums. And whoever's out here looking at me and judging me because my kid is screaming and crying, you obviously don't have kids. Or if you do, and you think that this is abnormal, what are you doing to your children that they're not allowed to express themselves? So obviously I don't want them having a tantrum in the middle of the mall. So what can I do to help this move quicker? And it's not by yelling, it's not by me getting in a knot, it's about me remaining calm so I can help them calm down.
But do you think your kids are going to be in the arts and performing?
They might be. They like a lot of different things. My daughter has expressed wanting to be an actor, and I'm like, don't do it. But you know, I knew when I was 3, so I'm wanting to nurture whatever it is that they're into.
What would your advice be to your kids to go if they were going to the arts?
Just have fun and do your best. It's really not interesting if you don't give it your all. I think because the arts feels fun that a lot of people just half-ass it. It's a lot less interesting when you don't bring your full self and your full capabilities wherever that is, wherever you are in your journey. But I'm also super protective, you know, and what kind of energy is she around? Particularly, like right now, she's taking this modeling class and this acting class.
Stop, so cute.
I know, it's very cute. And I had to ask a lot of questions. My husband and I are so intentional about confidence building. I am not interested in somebody casually saying something that puts a nick, because we know in this industry, you know, hurt people. And it could be just something small that gets in. Yeah. And I really am not wanting her to have to experience that until later in life. But she wants to do it now. And so I'm like, okay, well, if we do it, who are the teachers? What are they teaching? Are they teaching in a holistic way? Or is it just like, getting your mark? You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference.
Yeah, my mom sat outside of all of my dance classes like my entire life. And your husband, is he also still an actor? Oh my God,
he's an actor and a producer,
How is that, having both of you in the arts?
It's awesome. Any relationship you're in is a negotiation of the two people, whether you're lovers or friends or married or whatever. And so there's always conflict and there's always communication and trying to figure it out, right? I like that there is a shorthand between us. We know exactly what we're saying when we're saying it and what's happening. A lot of people ask me about like competition, but I feel like competition only happens when you're feeling a way about yourself. And so if I'm ever feeling competitive with him, is he getting all these auditions? It's because I'm feeling a way about me. And so I can go, oh, you're feeling that way because you went out once this month. And so I don't have to let it seep in and poison anything. And I feel like he has a good handle on that as well. You know, I did my 6 years on Snowfall. I'm sure there were times, especially I was pregnant in our 3rd season.
Oh my gosh.
And after that, we went on our press tour. And so he came along and literally changed my shoes before and after every interview, right?
That's love.
Oh my
That
god.
is love. That is love.
That's marriage right there.
Yes. Such a good sport. If he felt a way at any point about it, he never let on. But I think that is the beautiful part about being in a healthy marriage, because there's nothing wrong with feeling how you feel, right? I can feel jealous. I can feel mad. I can feel sad. I can feel all the things. But to know feelings pass. Emotions is energy in motion, and it'll pass.
Wait, I loved that.
I didn't make that up. I don't remember where I got
Energy
it
in
from.
motion?
Yes. If I can keep my emotions from poisoning anything, then that's the key, you know?
This is kind of off topic, but do you have like a favorite memory on set, specifically from that show?
There's a moment where Scully could not get his line right. Jerome and I were in Scully's apartment and we were trying to get him to say this line, and it was just the hardest day to get through because we were laughing so hard. Like, this is never gonna end. We had a lot of fun on that show.
But it's also like so serious.
It's so serious.
It's so
It's
serious.
dangerous,
The
but-
stakes are so high.
Yes.
First episode in, I was like, oh my god. There's so much happening. I'm
Yes.
so worried about everyone involved. And that was just how every episode went. Everyone's gonna die. Probably at the end of this episode. And yet they never did.
Yes.
Well, I mean, but
Yes.
but incredible, iconic, you're amazing.
Thank you.
But like, how did you guys like have so much fun when it was so serious?
There's a lot of funny people on that show. Damson Idris is hilarious. We just got along.
You got through it.
I was on a set once, and I don't think the set was toxic, but one of the actors was toxic, and at least towards me. I spent the whole time going,
toxic set.
did she just give me the finger? Did she just?
No.
People love this person, and I was so hurt. I was like, no, she's such a bitch. And I don't know if she was trying to make it like a character thing, like her character has some kind of power over me, but it didn't work. I was like, this doesn't help.
This is not
doesn't help
working.
at all.
Yeah, no, thank you. So, themes, morals of the story that we've learned today. Michigan.
That's right.
Michigan.
Oh, Michigan. To be fair, they have come a long
They've come a long way.
Yeah.
Good work. Good work. Growth.
Yes.
Growth. That's another big theme of our
That's
podcast today.
right.
Growth. And working together.
Yes.
And
Being present.
Being present. Oh yes. Energy in motion. Giving space for your emotion. Being
Yes.
a container for the knot. I like that a lot.
Yeah. If you have a moment where you're feeling all these emotions and you can't let it go, the minute you go, you can let this go. You can let it go and not judge yourself. Forgive yourself and keep it moving.
Yeah. And that's all we can do. But
yeah.
I appreciate you so much. You are incredible. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
Part of
you
my
for having
success.
me.
You're an icon. We love you. Everyone, please go watch Snowfall. Go follow Angela. Everything will be down below. She's amazing. And I will be contacting some producers in Detroit to find out where the OG demos are. And it will be great. They will get released whether you like it or not. It's going to be wonderful. Thank you so much. I love you. Woo! See you next week. Bye.
Party, party, are you PMSing?
Are you PMSing?